Hey everybody, this is Everything Under the Sun, and I'm here with Kevin and Paul and Tomas.
Hi.
Tomas, long-time listener.
Yes.
Not first-time podcast guest.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
It's my second rodeo.
Yeah. We talked about a lot of different stuff. We sang a lot, so get used to hearing
a
lot of our really terrible humming.
Singing. It's
Singing?
I don't think it's singing, Blaine. I think you just call it a little doodah.
So if you know it, sing along.
Yep.
We
So if you
hummed a
wanna-
lot and we did a bunch of ba-ba.
Notice me being silent.
Yeah.
During most of that.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to hear us sing and talk about Justice League, the Snyder Cut, and other stuff, you should keep listening.
Factory music.
You messed up my rhythm now. Golly, Kevin.
Bum, bum, bum,
This is
bum,
Everything
bum,
Under the
bum,
Sun.
bum, bum,
This is
bum,
Everything
bum,
Under the
bum,
Sun.
bum, bum,
Stop
bum,
singing,
bum,
Kevin.
bum, 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 bum. Have you seen the video of the kid that is so stubborn that he wants to eat this apple and he keeps picking up an onion and his mom keeps telling him, he's like, that's not an apple. That's an onion. He's like, no, it's an apple. It's like a 3-year-old and I'm going to eat this apple. And she's like, okay, go ahead.
That sounds like a good parent. Someone I can support.
And so he's just like eating it and he's like crying and like, oh, this is the grossest thing ever. And she's like, are you done? He's like, no, I'm going to eat this apple. And he's just like,
Oh my
he's just like eating this whole onion.
See, I feel like that's like great parent, but I'd probably go borderline and tell my 3-year-old, like, eat this apple.
Well, I've done the lemon thing with like all of my nieces and nephews, where you give a kid a lemon for the first time,
Oh yeah.
and they just think it's like anything else. They're eating it, and you can tell they're just like eating it like normal, and they're like,
Delicious.
Well, I feel like I still do that, like when I have a Warhead once a year, like the one like truly sour candy.
Warhead once a year, band name called it.
We did that where I never played it, but at my camp we did a thing where we did Chubby Bunny, but with Warheads.
Chubby Bunny. You can't do Chubby Bunny anymore.
Yeah. I don't know
people
why
choke.
we allowed children to do that.
We used to
at
do all
in the
kinds of
past.
crazy stuff. So, did you know what Chubby Bunny is?
I have not played it.
Chubby
Okay.
Bunny is where you start with one of the large marshmallows and put it in your mouth and see who can say Chubby Bunny until you like can't say it.
Yeah.
Physically can't say it anymore. You're
Seems like my
shoving
sort of game.
so many marshmallows into your mouth.
Right. It's a lot.
I missed out
get
a lot,
marketing.
And you can't chew.
Homeschool
Yeah, you don't
problems.
chew. You stuff them in your cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was part of camp. I remember that the person who ended up winning ended up going like,
Yeah. That's how they all. And then they start like the liquid starts like oozing out of your.
Because you're not chewing them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's real gross.
Hmm.
But yeah, we would play that with Warheads.
This is why my parents put me in homeschool to protect me from this.
Yeah.
Protect
I
me
won't
from
tell all
Chubby
the
Bunny.
stories.
From Chubby Bunny and Harry Potter.
Did you go to Christian camp?
Like once.
Okay.
Twice. I really meant more as like a counselor, like in later high school.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because that was part of it. So
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I've gone to a few.
Oh,
of
you would have known.
those, but yeah, that anytime I went there, I was just like, "Are we doing like the outdoor games yet? Please don't make me make a craft."
You get outdoors time?
Hey, crafts were like the best part of camp. Well,
What?
I avoided them at
crafts
all
are
costs.
super cool.
You build
make some
something
cool
real fast and then
crafts.
run out so you can do anything else.
Yeah.
We would make happy people at my camp. It's where you.
Uh-oh.
This sounds bad now, but
Okay.
you take like different colors, so you make like one is a big rectangle. So the different colors represent different like aspects of like why you're happy at camp. So then they turn into these big like they're real boxy, multicolored.
People.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They're great. They're super
I
fun.
think this is why I played
and we make
with a
God's
frisbee.
eyes. Did you ever
during-
make a God's eye? Where
I don't know
you
what
where
that
you
is.
take 2 sticks and then you just wrap it around. It's like
Oh,
it
yeah.
turns into like a big diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did that.
Mhm.
And the whole time I was
I
like, when is this over?
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't like,
and then
what
I,
an exciting and cool craft we were doing. Thank you.
see, like, well, because I'd usually tried to follow the instructions, so I was just like miserable the whole time. Then I'd realize like half the other people just like threw something together real quick and ran out, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's what I did.
oh, that's an option.
They're like, you're
You
going to give
don't
this to your
have to
parents.
try.
I'm like, they have enough stuff.
well,
They have They're fine.
They don't need
I would
this
be at the same-
ashtray. They don't even smoke.
I'd be at the same thing with 3 of my brothers. So I'd be like, yeah, just what my mom wants.
Yeah.
Like 4 paper plates with paint on them.
Although I did build my dad the worst because I didn't care about shop either in high school because I was just in there to hang out
And play with tools.
and play with tools. Yeah, it was fun. So I built the crappiest. Like by the so you had this whole 6 weeks to build something as your like final project, and I like built it in a week. It was like, but he still uses it. He still.
What is it?
It's a toolbox. I built him a toolbox.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is cool.
that's adorable.
But it's like 2 pieces of plywood.
Did he like use
and
it?
then 2
Did
pieces
he-
of birch wood. It's like all different wood. It's the
thought you were
worst
saying,
thing. And this wasn't like I wasn't young. I was like in high school. This wasn't like one of those
You were old
jars
enough
that
to
you.
know that you
I
were
was old
making
enough to
something
know
really
that this is
stupid.
not the best thing in the world.
I would mock except that just from doing my house projects, I know that I'm not really a handyman. Everything takes way longer than it
I
should.
cut a couple holes in 2 pieces of plywood, cut triangles into them, and put them in there, and then made a box, and that was it. That's the toolbox.
See,
And I made an A because shop.
Did it have a handle?
Yeah.
the tough part of those, like the one part of you is like, this needs to be great, and then you realize like, I can't make great.
Yeah. How much work great will take? So
Well, I got
to the
settle
point-
for less great.
I goofed off so much I got to the point where it's like it was just this needs to be made. And so that was the only
It's got to
criteria.
get done. It's got to get done right now. That's almost everything that we make on our social media stuff. It's got to get
Oh,
done.
man.
It's got to get done right now.
I
I
say
was
a lot
talking
for
about
this.
high school, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm talking about right now, Blaine. So, Paul, enthrall us with your cool paper.
With
Dunder
cool
Mifflin
paper?
stories.
Well,
Paul
Works at Dunder Mifflin. Did you know this?
works for a paper mill, paper company.
Well, which is practically Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah.
pretty much feels like it's something. No, I feel like that's just everyone living like the Dilbert life wherever they work.
Wherever Dilbert works.
Yeah. Is
Where
that,
does Dilbert work?
yeah, is that canon?
I,
Have
he
they
works at
said-
an IT place.
Is he?
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's an engineer.
He's an engineer in the comics,
Yes,
but in the, I think it's on the live edition. That's an IT guy, maybe.
that's not canon.
No.
But
They made a live
there's
Dilbert?
levels of. Yes, there was a Dilbert show. Did you know that?
I thought there was an animated show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a live Dilbert show?
No.
No.
Oh.
I'm talking about the animated show.
No,
okay.
I've never seen the animated one, so I don't know that. I just know that there was that in Dilbert. They are always doing like weird IT marketing thing. So he's not IT. He's just like probably like electrical engineer.
Basically, you wear all the hats.
Yeah.
As an EE, yeah, you wear all the hats.
Is that what? So Tomas is also here. Hello, Tomas.
Tomas
Hi.
is here. Hi, Tomas.
Tell us what you do.
Well, I am a mechanical engineering designer.
What? You design mechanical engineers?
No,
No.
well, I wish, but no.
Maybe
How does that
No, I help design robots at Sage Automation. So yeah, things that I deal with robots and gearboxes and
I wish I knew the name of the guy. I would say that. Isaac Asimov guy.
Isaac
In
Asimov?
iRobot.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
What is the name of the guy?
I don't remember
Who makes
his
the
name.
robot?
I don't remember his name in the book, but you're going to say Tomas because he works at a robotics company is responsible for the downfall of humanity in the future.
Yes.
I
Yes, yes,
Tomas.
eventually,
Tomas.
Yes.
eventually, that's
Yes.
later on.
We're making a new movie starring Tomas
Tomas.
as both Will Smith and the robot.
Three rules of robotics.
Yeah. The 3 rules of tomotics.
Boo.
Well, that's tomatoes, I guess. How did I not know that you're a roboticist,
Well,
Tomas?
I don't know. I guess I don't really talk much about my job.
I guess. Do you like actually make like actual robots?
Yes.
What do they do?
Well, say you have like a workplace like Paul's,
Uh-huh.
and you have this thing that has to be done repetitively. Like say I don't know, lifting logs.
Mhm.
So we would design like a large gantry, which is basically like a large structural
Like a
thing.
tree.
that would
A tree?
no gantry.
A gantry.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It's a gantry.
Okay. I just thought you weren't understanding what he was saying. I was like, no, that's not what he's...
It's not flying over your head, right?
No.
Okay.
I was trying to make a joke.
But yeah, you pick up. It would have like an end effector at the end that would affect at the end of the arm of the robotic arm,
Yeah.
and that can be adjusted to be whatever it is you want it to be: a gripper, a handle. I don't know. It could be anything. Like, do you guys remember how in cartoons, most robots usually it's basically a stick arm with a glove at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, that does whatever it is that needs to be done.
So you make
Like in factories.
Looney Tune robots.
You make
Yeah, we have a stock full of gloves.
Okay.
And sticks.
Without prompting,
Uh-huh.
what does anybody remember the music that was always going in the factory scenes for Looney Tunes?
I do.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, don't say it yet.
What?
We'll do it together, and then they'll
There's no
recognize
way I
it
know
immediately.
this.
You know it.
I can't even remember.
You will recognize it when we start it.
I can't even remember a factory scene in the Looney Tunes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Dun 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 dun.
I'm okay not knowing this.
Obviously, yeah, that's
Every-
definitely the one that I know.
That's like factory music in the I don't is it called factory music?
It sounds like swing.
So
Yeah.
do you play that in your factory?
Every
Yeah, it's
dun 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 dun. I'm gonna play it behind when Thomas is talking. Go ahead, Thomas.
It does
Go ahead,
sound
Thomas.
kind of familiar. Like that sounds like factory music.
I feel lost.
And then it would just repeat.
dun 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 dun.
No, that's a different thing.
That's the same thing.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They have done studies about how people hear beats and melodies differently. Like how
I don't know what you mean.
like how you would express with just with making noise like that what a popular song is. Like people could what they pick out with their ear could be completely different from what you pick out, and they could be you could
Talking about the same song.
talking about the same song.
Yeah,
Like-
that is interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like whoever sings first. A common example would be "Happy Birthday." So, whoever sings first and the loudest, it's basically the one who sets the key and the pitch.
Oh man,
So
that's why I never go first.
We're
So
all
if-
followers.
that's what makes the difference
Yeah.
between
Literally, I
Happy
know.
Birthday.
I've never
Singing
said
"Happy
the
Birthday"
key.
was a battle for dominance.
And now I'm gonna look at it that way. Just make eye contact with somebody.
Happy Birthday.
This is the register we're starting at.
Happy birthday!
the Batman key.
What do you want to wish me happy birthday?
See,
That's funny. So, do you know anything about these studies? Like, what does it say about you if you pick out certain parts? And...
I don't know that it says anything about you. I just think it's interesting that we all have different. What I took out of it is we all have different perspectives on something that's it
essentially
is
the same.
Yeah, it's objective, but the things that we're pulling from it could be completely different. Like this is how I hear it.
Yeah, happy songs, quote unquote, can be interpreted as sad songs, as Pixar has taught us.
Pixar's taught us that.
Yes.
In what way?
Do you remember the song from what is that? From Up?
Sandy, you were going.
It's a sad song.
That's actually a happy song. If you listen to it by itself, it's a happy song. Yeah, I mean, if you remember,
I do.
it
Somebody recently used it for their wedding.
The Up song.
The Up song. They used it for their wedding. I
It's
can't
kind of
remember.
romantic.
Yeah,
yeah, it's just that it's
but just the music.
it's just that they juxtapose it with sad scenes. And
Was it
in fact-
Manuel's wedding? Did they do the Up song at Manuel's wedding? I can't remember.
but
It was
they
a
did
wedding
do
that I
La
went
La
to.
Land at Manuel's wedding.
Oh
And that
boy,
blew
we're
me
not gonna
away.
start talking about La La Land.
I'm struggling right now to even remember how the Up song goes. How does it go?
How does it go?
It's like soft piano.
Oh man, I can't do it.
Weird.
I had it until
Well,
you
I
said
have
I'm
it in my-
struggling.
yeah, I
Until you
have
said
it
I'm
in my
struggling, I
brain.
was like, oh, I'll just sing it now. And I was like, I can't do it.
Weirdly enough, the one that comes to mind.
Dun, dun, dun. Something like that.
No,
Sound like
that's a
Jurassic
scary
Park.
sound.
That's the.
That did sound like
That's
Jurassic
part of it. But it's the same. Now we're never gonna have it. They're moving in herds.
They do move in That scene like brings me to tears every time I watch it.
When I was a kid, and
it's so good.
Jurassic Park was the first movie. Jurassic Park and Jaws were the first two movies. Like when I was old enough to realize, oh, I can use my money not to buy candy or toys. I can just buy movies that I want. Like I bought Jurassic Park and Jaws.
Jurassic Jaw Park.
Jurassic Jaw Park, which is Jaws 3.
Essentially,
Jaws 3 is just Jurassic Park and Jaws pushed together.
It's really bad.
I can gladly say I don't remember Jaws 3.
Well, no,
I probably haven't seen it.
It's like the attack on SeaWorld.
Not a lot of people. You'd be hard pressed to find like a lot of quality.
Jaws 3D is what it was.
Yeah, it was in 3D, and so like they would have bits. There's SeaWorld, but they have a Jaws, and
well, they don't have a Jaws on purpose. A great right gets into the reef that they're.
Oh, I thought it had a Jaws.
I don't think it has a great white.
No. All I remember is there's this scene where the shark like bursts through the glass.
But it's just like a picture of the shark going at you. It's just like a still photo of the picture of the shark going towards the screen. That was like the 3D effect.
Is that the one where they blow it up and the effects are real bad?
No, I thought, well, that could be all of them.
No, the effects in the first Jaws are decent. Anyways. Jaws 3D is real bad.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid, by the way, is the lead in Jaws.
Oh yeah, wow. I forgot that. That's crazy. Yeah, Jaws did that weird thing where Jaws is what's his name? Rob Schneider? No, that's
Roy Scheider. Roy Scheider.
That guy. And then he's in the second one.
He's in the second
one. And then Dustin Hoffman is in the. No. Richard Dreyfuss is in the third one.
No.
Yeah.
No, he's not. It's Dennis Quaid.
Oh yeah, Dennis Quaid's in the, and then they made a fourth one, and that's the one that Richard Dreyfuss is in.
No, Richard Dreyfuss is not in it. Richard Dreyfuss isn't in any of them besides the first one.
I could have sworn Richard Dreyfuss was in one of the sequels.
Scheider's son is in the fourth one. That's not Richard Dreyfuss. That's his grown-up son because it's called Jaws 4: The Revenge, and the idea is either the shark didn't die or it's like a relative of the shark that has a vendetta against Chief Brody's family, and it follows him to Florida. It's the most insane thing in the world. We should do a Riff Tracks just on the rest of the Jaws franchise.
We need to do that. We really do need to do that.
Yeah, Jaws 4 that follows them to the Caribbean.
Let's do it.
And, like it's attacks.
I'm gonna say that we do it.
And they keep asking like these. We're supposed to be these deep philosophical questions. Can animals seek revenge? Do they hold grudges against us? Of course they don't. Movie over, but
maybe.
And when I think
you can't think what an animal thinks.
You can't think what an animal thinks, but I've seen enough kids punch dogs, and the dog keeps coming back. So
does the lion fire the monkey?
What?
Does he transfer the monkey to another branch? Pun.
Okay.
We don't know. It's impossible to know. We don't have the technology.
Office quote.
Yes, it's a real good one.
That's where we always come back to.
Yeah. Speaking of Pixar, have you seen the trailer for Luca yet?
I have.
What do you think?
I think it looks great.
I think it looks super cute.
But we didn't resolve the Up song. It's still going to bother me.
Oh, yeah?
It's going to bother me. If I was listening to this podcast right now, I would be like, well, they never talked about what the actual Up song is. I would be singing it into my radio. It goes like this.
Or you'd be super happy that it moved on from the Up song.
Yeah, relieved.
I can hear it.
I know.
But if I start doing it, everybody's going to be like, no, that's a Jurassic Park song again.
Oh, the first result that came up was a Cardi B song.
I see. But it's those are in it. Those are the same notes.
No, that is definitely the
Jurassic
Park soundtrack.
I mean, we're all using the same notes here. It's just the combination and frequency.
I know this song. It's so annoying.
In post, this is going to be, this song is going to be added.
Nope.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
it's happy.
Yeah,
it's happy. Yeah. But it depends. Okay. So that version of the song, the way that it's played is happy.
But I think by the end it's sad, right?
Yeah, well they play it different ways. And
there's just a single piano
that I'm thinking is the doom 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 doom.
That's how I heard
when
it
she
play
like figures out that she has cancer. It's awful.
I mean, she figures out by falling down that hill.
What?
No, that's when she dies.
What?
Spoilers.
Like they're going up the hill and she's like, ooh, ooh, and she falls down. And that's when she ends up in the hospital.
I thought you made it sound like she was like rolling down the hill.
Well,
Oh yeah.
I always think that's
she hit her
probably.
head on a rock.
I
and
always
now she's
think
got
that
the cancer.
it seems like they're walking up the hill and she's like having trouble and she falls and I was like, if they show the rest of that, she probably rolled down that hill. They cut from there to the hospital.
Yeah, that was too graphic for the kids.
Yeah, just to see this old lady
Her
rolling
main
down
body
that.
at the bottom.
Yeah, because that would be ironically funny when it's supposed to be sad, you know. So
That's probably why they cut it from the final version.
Probably. There's the unreleased version of Up that has that deleted scene.
Of Ellie just rolling down the hill.
Gosh.
She broke like most of her bones.
The second I saw the Luca trailer, like literally it dropped like 3 minutes. Like the thing.
It was not that long ago.
Yeah. I texted it to William. I was like,
your kid's famous.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you were like a child and a Pixar movie came out with a main character with your name?
Yeah.
That would be super cool.
Would that be cool? Because I feel like kids that I've known who are named after like media are
But he's not.
so off. I know, but who share a name,
Yeah.
at least with media. And Luca might, I mean, it might be like The Good Dinosaur. It might be something that everybody forgets and it won't be a problem. Or it might be the most popular Pixar movie ever. And then he'll have to deal with it. It'll be like, oh, like the Pixar movie.
See, it'll be like you were named after.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's
the
the interesting story where he gets to correct
I've seen it happen two ways. They have to correct people their entire lives. No, I wasn't named after that. Or if they actually were named after that thing, they end up hating that thing. There was a girl in my first youth group named Layla after the Eric Clapton song, Layla.
Obviously.
Okay, well, get some culture blame.
Who the heck is Eric Clapton?
What? I'm sorry. That
Exactly.
probably peaked, Jacob.
Clapton?
Eric Clapton?
We'll name one song.
It's late in the evening. She's wondering what clothes to wear. She puts on her makeup. Wonderful Tonight. I say, yes. You
Why is this
look
whole podcast about
wonderful
music?
Tonight.
I don't know any of these songs. No. Am I?
Eric Clapton?
Yeah.
You know who Eric
Surely
Clapton is?
I'm not alone in this.
I do not.
no,
You know who Eric Clapton is?
Yes.
I'm
Okay,
uncultured.
thank you, Tomas. I was about to walk out of this.
He's lying to you. He's lying to you to
Does
make you feel
anyone
better.
listening know who Eric Clapton is?
It's
Yeah.
okay.
In the comments below, if you know.
Okay,
guys-
Tomas.
You guys need to listen to classic rock. Do you guys like, for example, do you know Queen?
Yeah.
Name 5 Queen songs.
5?
5.
5.
Because that's going to make you go beyond what's played on the radio.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Radio.
Boom Boom Clap.
Okay, you can't even say the name.
No,
of
I know
the
what it
most
is.
popular.
We Are the Champions.
Well,
song.
Yeah, that's not the name of it.
The one where they cross-dressed in the music video.
Okay, you failed.
Oh yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
you know
other
why he
ones.
said I know
I
Queen?
know how that song
because he
goes.
saw the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. That's why he said
I did see that. That movie. It
Yeah,
was pretty
that's
bad.
most of the music I'm drawing from.
Yeah. There's something else. There was another one that I know. Oh, what's the one? The 500 degrees something.
What?
Where he's like a rocket ship. Like
Oh
the
yeah, I
Saturn.
know it.
That one.
Yeah, but you don't know the name.
I don't know the names of songs.
Don't stop me.
That one.
now.
Yeah, it's a great one. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. That was not 5. That was like 3.5. if we're gonna count the half of We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You, the boom boom clap one that you couldn't think of.
Boom boom clap.
So there's
Yeah.
boom boom clap.
Yeah.
There's mud on your face, big disgrace.
Yeah,
That's the same one. I know.
Yeah.
That was you though. I was being you.
That
Also-
doesn't sound right to me.
Don't confuse the song that begins with you may not know it by name, but the one that begins with dun 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 dun. Dun. It's not Ice Ice Baby.
It's not Ice Ice Baby. What
Oh.
is it? Don't tell him, Tomas.
Under Pressure. I know that one.
Yeah.
That's a great song.
That's a great song.
Way better than Ice Ice Baby. Didn't he get in legal trouble for
Yeah.
that?
And so you
'Cause he
remember
just straight up,
you remember
like-
his defense?
I don't.
There's like I think there's like video of Vanilla Ice in an interview saying it's not the same. We changed it a little bit. It's dun 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 dun. a little change. It's not the same.
Like he's legitimately
arguing that. Oh yeah, it's completely different.
Sad day. But see, that's an interesting thing, and none of us really hear. I guess Tomas, you play an instrument. Do you play an instrument, Paul?
I play piano some.
I play drums poorly.
Okay. I don't play any instrument. Do you
so
play?
By none of us, you meant
play,
only
Tomas?
you.
Keyboards.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I knew that.
I mean, I also
Which means you play everything.
well, more or less. I mean, I can't do guitar or any string for any for all I can do. I can play. I used to play saxophone when I was in band.
Oh,
And tuba.
have you seen Sasquatch?
No.
What?
Okay,
What?
it's a cool guy on YouTube.
So the
He's
guy,
no, I have to explain.
the guy who doesn't know who Eric Clapton is, just said, "Have you seen Sasquatch?" So that means he spent his time.
Sasquatch
Okay.
is a guy who dresses up in a Sasquatch costume and plays the saxophone in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. So all the time you have spent on that should have been listening to Queen, really, and classic rock.
So I listen to Queen. I just don't look at the name of the song whenever it's playing on my phone.
Okay. You need to
Wait,
tune
there was
to
a thing that I was. Oh,
Okay,
yeah, sorry,
go ahead.
continue.
Talk about Sasquatch.
No.
No. Let's devote some more time to whatever Sasquatch is.
He plays that.
What's the name of that song?
I don't know. I don't know the name of the songs.
And Careless Whisper. George
Obviously.
Michael.
No, that's not the right
Yeah,
song.
that's it.
No, it's the Sexy Time song.
No, that's the same one. That's
that
what
is
you're
the
doing.
song.
Oh, okay. All right.
See, this is how people hear songs different.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna dance again.
It's the same thing that happens with classical songs.
Mhm.
With oh yeah, I remember that one time that it appeared on Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the
Except-
William Tell Overture.
Except
Yeah.
except nobody knows unless you dedicate your time to say, okay, I'm going to actually learn the name of the song.
Mhm.
Otherwise, people they just say, oh yeah, it's the racing song.
Or we sit around and go, yeah, it's one that goes like this. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
Like we've been
Otherwise,
doing
you
it
just
for
look
like
like a bunch of
idiots.
Yep.
But Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah.
Should an artist? I think it's perfectly legitimate for an artist to sample another song like that.
Well, isn't it sort of common practice now? I don't know what
very
the-
much so.
Well, I mean,
Well, there's
do
like whole
they-
bands that just do covers.
Yeah,
so
well, covers.
that's
But
like
I mean, we're not
cover-
even talking about covering.
See-
we're talking about sampling a.
Well, right,
portion
but
of the
I mean, that's
music.
still like they're making all their money off of just straight up someone else's.
So I don't know the rules. Do you, Tomas? I don't know what the legality is if you just choose to sample a song or if you have to ask that person, because
For-
you do have to ask that
Yeah.
person to do a cover.
Yes, for a cover you have
Yeah.
to
But
get
for
the rights.
sampling, like
you don't.
Dun 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 dun.
You don't. And
don't?
no. And so artists like are sued like all the time because people
Yeah,
like,
Vanilla Ice got sued.
yeah. And that's an interesting like that set an interesting precedent a long time ago, and I don't know what the ramifications of that
I don't know
lawsuit
what the
were.
result was.
Yeah.
It depends by who the jury is, basically. I remember seeing one of my favorite YouTubers is Adam Neely, who is a famous jazz musician over there in New York.
Okay.
And yeah, he also does, covers like music law and other things. And yeah, there was a lawsuit with Katy Perry in one of the songs. What's the song that?
Last Friday night.
Well, I don't know
Of
the
course, he knows Katy Perry.
I don't know the name of it, but it's the one where the
I don't know the name of that song.
where the video
I don't
is like they're in Egypt and she's like the pharaoh or pharaohness or whatever
Oh, isn't that the Roar?
or something. I don't know. I don't know that
You're
much.
gonna hear me roar.
Is that Katy Perry?
That's Katy Perry. I got the eye of a tiger.
No, that's Eye of the Tiger.
No. That's dun, 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 dun.
This whole podcast is us just really badly trying to do our own rendition of different songs.
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Yes,
I
Dark
remember
Horse.
that song.
Okay, so there was a lawsuit with Dark Horse in which she, there's another song, I forget the name of it, that sounded awfully similar. And basically they were arguing that, no, we own the notes and the composition and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Except, they were basically arguing, they hired this musicologist
Expert witness.
Witness. And basically he argued that, his, the key of D belongs to them.
What?
Yeah. And obviously that went...
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think the jury got confused enough to say yes, we agree with that. But obviously that's not going to be enforceable because nobody owns a key.
Yeah.
So,
Weird.
so yeah, it depends on how you spin it or how.
Well, I thought I remember something like Beyonce got sued for.
Well, yeah,
something.
There's what's his face?
Something in the same vein because it was a song that sounds exactly like one of the Beyonce songs.
Gold Digger.
Kanye West.
She taking money. That.
Yeah, so Kanye West is sampling Ray Charles.
Who is sampling like an old church hymn. Did you know that?
No.
He's doing that, like if you, that original bum 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 do 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 is like an old Southern spiritual.
Well, that's what all songs are. All
Or all Southern spirituals.
Are all Southern spirituals. That's where they all come from. No. So, I mean, like, composed verse and song started out as praise songs. Not like, I mean, I'm not talking about just Christianity. I'm talking like people who, ancient Near East songs. But then fast forward Christianity, like when Martin Luther's writing hymns and stuff that become popular, he's taking drinking songs from pubs and turning them into, so it like flipped.
Interesting. Fascinating. How does music become music?
Well, we just went.
I mean,
we started off going, what was that? Bum, bum, bum. And then we're like, what is life?
yeah. If we want to turn into the epistemology of how music
The epistemology.
becomes
Study of knowledge.
yes,
I know what
and how it becomes
means. I'm the one who said ornithologist at that.
And I knew what it was.
And just prayed for people to know that was bird scientists.
and how it becomes it's raison d'être. It's supposed to.
You're speaking French now.
Well, I mean, then yes, music would be one of those things where it's like it's either created or sampled.
Yeah. There's nothing new under the sun.
Hey, welcome to Everything Under the Sun.
Ha Where there's nothing new.
Did we just start? I feel like we've been doing this for.
Oh yeah, we started hours ago. Well, not hours ago. We haven't. We started a while ago. I wrote some things down.
Okay.
Hey, we should also mention that Tomas is the provider of our fire starter. This is the Tomas.
Is the one
this
and only
the Tomas.
That's true.
The fire
we haven't done a
starters.
fire starter in a while.
Tomas, do you have fire starters?
Do you have some fire starters?
We didn't ask you this. If you don't, it's okay. Blaine has stuff written in his notebook.
I'm sure he has one off the top of his head.
Well, I don't have a fire starter, but I do have kind of like an idea. It's a quote.
Okay.
And it's very applicable because we just talked about a pop music, which I don't really follow. I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me, and it will happen to you.
So
yeah,
don't tell him who it's from. Who's that from?
I'm glad you're the one being quizzed.
No.
You're about to.
It's Kurt Vonnegut.
No.
I give up already.
Abe Simpson from The Simpsons. Ex-Grandpa Simpson.
Yes.
Were you trying to get us to guess the quote?
Well,
I did it.
Because I won. I beat these two guys.
Yes. Yes.
I used to be.
What's the three Shimshanks to a hogshead? What is the quote?
Oh, my car gets 3 rods to the hogshead, and that's the way I likes it.
Yes.
I should have guessed that you're a Simpsons fan, Tomas.
I haven't watched
knew I
nearly
liked
enough
you.
of The Simpsons. Are you a Simpsons fan?
Yes.
Simpsons was written for the first several years of its life by almost exclusively Harvard graduates.
Yes.
It's very
It's
a very intelligent show.
Yeah, it was very highbrow, and also the jokes would be packed in so condensed that yeah, I mean, it would be next to impossible to not to laugh. So,
I dare you not to laugh. It's one of those YouTube videos. Try not to laugh at this. 2021.
Yeah.
And it's just the entirety of The Simpsons. So why do you bring that quote to our attention?
well, mainly because, mainly because of that, that there are certain things that I am no longer with. Like I was thinking of doing homework, for the podcast, kind of like, okay, I'm going to watch WandaVision.
Oh. Did you watch WandaVision?
No.
So we can't talk about it.
No. You guys can, because here's what happened. Okay, so I watched the first episode. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I did the weird thing where I connected my cell phone to the television and somehow synced the account together. Okay. Then it asked me for for the password and email and address and everything. So finally, I'm logged in. Once I'm logged in, it's a thing of, okay, well, now I have to search for the show and find it. Okay, and I hit start. Okay, so now it's playing episode 1. I watched the first scene and then it started buffering.
Oh no.
And then it quit. It literally quit.
Sad day.
Yeah, it turned off and it logged me out.
Oh gosh.
And I was like, I'm not about to log back in.
Sad day.
He is no longer with it.
I'm not good enough to care about fixing the
Got
technology.
defeated by
every
his
time
phone
I use it.
again.
Yeah.
That is something that's frustrating. You have to fix the technology every time you want to use anything. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like a large chunk of my day is like trying to find workarounds for the way that something said it's supposed to work and it's not working that way. And so, okay, reload it or go find a different browser or whatever.
Or maybe it all works so seamlessly so often that the times that it doesn't just sticks out to you more.
No, the times that it doesn't are becoming the norm.
Yeah.
For everything. Phone, watch, everything.
Yeah.
Partially it's because I hang on to things longer than that. Phone, computer, watch, everything is like...
How old is your laptop?
So my personal laptop is 10 years old.
10 years?
Yeah, and my work laptop is 6 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
And my phone
So that's
is
like an Apple II.
phone is that's like an abacus.
Yeah, pretty much.
My phone is a 7. My Apple Watch is a Series 2.
Do you get Bluetooth on your Abacus? I'm sorry. All right. You know,
Are you
you're
done?
fine. You're
done?
right. That was
Are
a
you done
bad
with your
one.
jokes?
Yeah. You can
Because
continue.
what Tomas is saying is legitimate.
Mhm.
That here's the other thing that goes along with what you're saying. Things are super popular for like 2 seconds and then not anymore. I can't keep up.
Yeah.
It's like pointless to keep up.
Pokemon Go.
Well,
Pokemon Go is one of
Pokemon Go. Well, I think just the certain stuff. I don't know if it's that I feel behind or just like not interested. So like so many of
Yeah.
the things, even like I can say I've never watched the Twitch because I don't have one. Or
Oh,
Discord.
Paul.
What
Oh,
a
you should watch the Twitch because we're on Twitch.
A2.
That's also the only reason I have a Twitch is because we're on
see,
Twitch. I knew nothing
I've
about it
never even
before
made an
that.
account. So
Gosh.
and then
Make an
what
account.
else? TikTok. I've never made an account there. I uninstalled Snapchat because I never used it. Like and so I use other stuff like I use Facebook because I used that before. That's established.
I know this.
Yeah.
I think it's as I get older, I'm just like, there's a certain amount of time I want to spend on things that I care about, and I
Yeah.
just don't want to put something that shouldn't be in that
I can only
column
devote-
that I care. I can only devote so much attention and
Yes.
care to things, and I don't want to do that on things that are a waste.
See, there's certain
Yeah.
things I still feel like I want to be like tech savvy. So like while I was bored, I'd installed Linux on a backup hard drive on my computer.
Yeah. That sounds
That's a good way to waste time. And,
Yeah. Barrel of fun.
yeah. Oh yeah, but so like I'm trying to be there, but yeah, other stuff I'm like I don't know what to do with this. Like I don't know if I'm missing anything from not
You're-
being on TikTok.
You're
but
reminding me of all the conversations.
Yeah.
I had
Oh,
with
you're missing
Oh, yeah.
something by not being on
See-
Oh
TikTok.
no,
See-
we're not.
see,
So
well,
I wasn't even talking about the conversation we just had about
see-
TikTok. Blaine's like, we need to get a TikTok. I'm like, no.
see,
But
see, well,
we did the same thing with Twitch, and then I relented with Twitch because like, okay, that could be fruitful, and it has been. Like
We
it's
did cool
been
stuff.
really cool.
This past
Twitch
Friday.
is one of the things that I was avoiding that now I'm into. Not like I don't go watch like Twitch. I just still the only thing I interact with on Twitch is us. But
I still feel like when I log into Facebook now, I just see TikTok videos anyway.
exactly.
Yeah.
So now I
Bleeds
feel like
into
I know what
everything.
TikTok is.
Yeah. That's the same
Even though I
thing
don't.
with Reddit. Like I'm not on anything else, but I'm on Reddit, and so if something's good enough for me to know about it, it'll be on Reddit eventually.
Yeah. If anything, it'll be on Reddit before it's on anything else.
exactly.
Last Friday on the Twitch stream, we had like a new person from somewhere. Not from here.
Did she ever say where she was from?
I don't think she did. But we talked about like what instrument she plays and
Oh
like,
yeah,
you
we
know,
had this whole
like,
conversation with
work and
somebody had
stuff
no
that she had at her job.
all the only thing that she was doing was searching somebody playing Skyrim. That's the game we were playing, and that's how she found us.
Which plug? Thank you, Kevin. We're playing Skyrim again this Friday. You should watch it.
This
Paul,
Friday
come on,
see?
night.
It's
Skyrim was more. Which was one before Skyrim? That's
Oblivion.
Oblivion. That's the one that my roommate in college played, and I wanted to stab someone.
Which you can do
Because
in Oblivion.
yes,
in the game.
Well, because and you'll know why because Ivan know what I found out what he was doing because he would only jump while moving around, and it drove me crazy because he had to power up his agility.
Yeah.
I think I've never played Oblivion, but I know he was powering up his agility, so he just jumped everywhere. And in Skyrim, I don't think he leveled up that way, which was a huge improvement for me watching people play
you just
Skyrim.
level up by
If the screen
running.
wasn't moving up and down continuously.
Yeah, but people run in every game. That's normal.
But yeah, we're gonna play with different mods on Skyrim this Friday. Caden is gonna make a whole list of mods for us, and he's gonna include
Exciting.
one that he's not gonna tell us about, and we're gonna have to guess what the mod is.
I might
I'm
not
excited
be there
about
this
it.
Friday. I haven't told you that yet.
Wow,
We leave for
Kevin.
Mission Arlington like the next day. I'm not going to stay until 2
Manuel
o'clock
is
in
gonna
the
be
morning.
there on the day you come back.
So that's different.
Yeah, but similar. So
So I rest my case, and I appeal to music law.
I still I'm getting like a backup person for Manuel's date because I can't imagine how he's gonna like do Mission Arlington all week, drive all day Friday, and then come and be on the Twitch stream until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
But
This is a young man.
yeah, that's true. And he's gonna probably I don't know for sure about this yet, but he's probably gonna do it with Hannah. So like instead of me like sitting on the stream, like Hannah will be back there. So I'm excited about it. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. Tomas, do you watch
Yes.
the Twitch stream? Yeah, of course I know you watch the Twitch stream. I knew that. I didn't need to ask you.
Because he was chatting with us just this Friday.
Yes. Do you watch a lot of Twitch?
No.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I just watch our channel, and that's it, basically.
Sad day. I don't know. I like
Sad day.
Twitch.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's how I use
Good
it.
job.
It's good to watch our channel.
No, here's
It's
what
good.
I do.
Thank you.
Instead of being instead of just simply passively watching, I log those hours into Breath of the Wild. I have like 500 plus.
You watched with us
Oh,
whenever
man.
we played
You
Breath
play
of
it?
the Wild.
See, this is the first. So I'm behind on games too because I just haven't had until
You would
recently.
probably enjoy Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, until like this last year, I didn't have any new games, so I started playing Call of Duty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not good.
I'm terrible.
You play like Warzone?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I know nothing about like the past 3 Zelda games, and Zelda was my jam when I was like the best game in the world that's ever existed is Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And I'm so behind on Zelda now. I feel like I need to catch up. And Breath of the Wild, watching Josh play Breath of the Wild the other day, I was like, wow, this is like
It's a great
the
game.
biggest Zelda game that's ever
Yeah.
Yeah.
been out.
That was a great stream too. We nerded out about Zelda a lot
Yeah.
and then screamed into the microphones for a while.
Yeah, we're not gonna do it now.
No, please don't. That was awful. Yeah. Thank
Like
you.
the Zelda noises that he
Oh,
makes when
Yeah.
when he
So
goes
like
like
Josh and Hebert just back and forth. Hey, yeah. Like into the mics. Yeah. Quality content. So I wrote down some things in my little book here.
Oh yeah, you said 20 minutes ago. Sorry.
I'm excited about some movies coming out this month.
Okay,
One,
hit it.
Falcon Winter Soldier
Yeah, man.
comes out later this month.
Next week.
I was gonna research it and like figure out all the stuff. Didn't have time to. So I know like almost
Research what?
nothing Like I don't know. I know almost nothing about it. It's got
about the show. Yeah,
it's got what's his face, Mackie,
Anthony Mackie,
and
Sebastian Stan.
I know that, and that's
playing
all.
Falcon.
It's like some buddy cop movie.
It seems like it's a little more in depth than that,
And
but sort of.
Is there like a main bad guy? What is the?
So it seems like the bad guy is going to be, what's his face? Strucker? Or Zemo from Civil
How
War.
menacing sounding.
Well, those are both people.
You better
big
watch
people from
out.
Baron von
Zemo's
Zemo.
coming to get you.
Well, that's what, I mean, we're in the 60s and 70s. This guy wore like a purple hood and had a sword.
Yeah, that sounds
So that's
terrifying.
pretty much how it was.
Yeah. Are you Marvel fans? I mean, you tried to start watching WandaVision. Are you?
I like the movies.
Mhm.
I don't really care that much for the MCU television.
Oh,
Yeah, like because I know that they flesh out more of the details
Mhm.
that happens in between the movies or
Mhm.
other things. It's just I guess I don't really. I either don't have the means to watch it or not the interest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've seen all the movies, no comics, and I watched the mini series that would come out on Netflix for the.
Daredevil one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was
That
good.
like one of the best things on
Yeah,
that
it.
was really good.
that was possibly better than most of the movies.
I would agree with that.
Well, and I just love
Daredevil by itself.
Yeah.
The others can drop down pretty fast.
That's what I
Dare-
heard.
yeah.
Iron Fist apparently is like the most
Iron
awful thing ever put
Fist.
to.
I have not seen season 2 of Iron Fist.
I
And
didn't
I'm
bother.
like a completist. I want to watch everything. And like I forgot that I hadn't watched it until right now, and I'm not going to correct it.
That's how
bad it is.
Ford is. Ford watched the entire series of Sopranos, but like in the first season, he was like, "It's an awful show. I hate this," and watched the entire. It's like 8 seasons of television.
Oh yeah, if I'm in.
If I don't like something, you just stop watching it.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Why
talking
put
like
yourself through that?
the worlds. Like I want to know everything. Like I want to know every Star Wars thing. So I even watched like the Resistance and stuff.
Yeah,
But
I haven't made myself watch it since. But it has intrigued me. Like I've seen some snippets of it that have not looked as bad as Clone Wars. So
I'm pretty sure if you watched
Oh, boy.
the second series of Iron Fist, anything you'd learn, you wouldn't care.
Yeah,
You'd
I
wish
don't-
you hadn't.
I don't care. First of all, we're introduced to our main character, and I'm actively rooting against him. So why would I want to see a second season in which I know he's probably gonna win?
And then with the Defenders, you're like, oh yes, Daredevil, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, it's about Iron Fist.
Yeah, it's like a lot.
I hate
It's
this
Iron
now.
Fist heavy.
weird.
Luke Cage was not good either.
Didn't
No.
Defenders
you know
come
what was
out
good
after?
was
Jessica Jones was not terrible.
Jessica Jones was
Season
so much.
1.
But as soon as David Tennant showed up,
Yeah.
it was really a fantastic villain mixed with like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get into it, but it was the second best, I think, until The Punisher.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched any of the Punisher.
What?
I haven't. I know. I need to because it looks like it might be kind of interesting as well.
He had to go as Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones, and then the rest are
Okay.
not worth your
It's-
time.
Yeah, it's a significant step down
Yeah.
after there.
So I did. Because I did. I like the Daredevil series. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier, all of the Disney Plus Marvel shows are
Yeah.
like that, where I don't know anything of what Loki is about. He's traveling to other dimensions, I guess. I didn't know
So,
anything about WandaVision.
I called it. Were you when we were you with me when I watched Endgame?
I don't remember
I'm talking to Paul.
because I saw Endgame a few times, so I was probably with you one of the times.
Yeah. But I called it when because they had already announced like the Loki TV
we were
show.
at opening night at Regal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But, like-
Because you didn't use your movie pass for that one, I think.
Well, that was Movie Pass was defunct by then, I think.
No,
Was
it was still there because
Okay.
a few people came in last second.
You never had Movie Pass?
The Regal, the thing you sign up for at Regal.
Oh, the
No.
Regal thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But
No,
are you talking about Movie
No,
Pass?
Movie Pass,
Yeah,
Movie
I had
Pass.
the Regal thing.
No, movie pass was still live.
You don't know
then.
what Movie Pass was? It was like this. It was like across theaters. It was like a $15 or $18 a month subscription where you could go to like as long as you didn't stack them.
You had to get the ticket same day.
You had to get the ticket same day. You can
In
only do
person.
like one a day, but it's unlimited. movies forever.
Yeah, that was the Regal thing.
No,
No,
Regal did that, but
so
Movie Pass was for everywhere. Regal was just for Regal.
Movie Pass started, and at first, like it was just one of the like when you started looking into the company, it was just like a disaster.
Yeah,
that was behind the
And
scenes because everyone like
turned out
us like we
it was right.
well we assumed that they were like buying up like the cheap tickets that weren't being sold and then like somehow making
Some
money
type of
there.
aggregate.
And then you find out like they're actually like trying to get enough of a base to like strong arm the movie theaters into giving them a portion of the concession cuts.
Right. And so they start going bankrupt and they're like, ooh, we need $7 billion.
Except that you find out that the revenue stream can like just by Regal doing its thing of like, here's our version.
Yeah.
And you can just like knocked them out right away. But they were done well before that.
But
I
anyway,
really enjoyed Regal's thing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
me too. But now Regal's gone.
Yeah, sadly.
Uh,
And Cinemark's is awful. One movie a month. Who cares?
Well,
Who
Cinemark
cares
is
about
not
that?
worth it. But I mean, it's a movie theater, so now I'm gonna go to Cinemark, I guess. But so they in the in-game stuff when they drop the Tesseract and Loki picks it up and disappears. I was like, that's how they're gonna do Loki show.
Yeah,
and that's how they do it because Loki. I think that's how they're gonna do it. Loki's dead in the Marvel universe, but it's this previous. I'm a good guy now. Loki is gonna be what the show's about, so that's gonna be more interesting to me. It's
is he a
bad
good
guy.
now?
No, he's not a good guy. This is so the Loki in the TV show. I think is going to be the one that is right after he gets defeated in the Avengers movie. He's still a bad guy.
Was he ever a good guy?
No, he sort of teamed up with Thor a couple times, and he
was
dies
just
trying
hard
to
to tell.
save Thor's life
Forgot.
in the in-game.
Oh
movies.
yeah, they did that in like 4 seconds.
Yeah. Well, he had the good
All right.
tension. Well, he had the good tension where you never were sure which one he was going to
Right.
go.
But he had a couple beats where he was seeming like he was more willing to be redeemed. This is pre all that. This is Loki's a straight up bad guy. That's what that's where the show is going to be. And it seems like it's going to be like
because it happens right after Avengers.
right after the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like they're building towards.
Loki seems interesting. WandaVision was the one I was most excited about. But
Really, I was not excited about
No.
WandaVision at all. I mean, I was excited because it was a Marvel thing, but like in terms of how I was more waiting for other stuff, and I ended up loving WandaVision.
At this point, I think like I'm just going to keep being excited and watching it until it's something really bad. Because every time I think it's going to be bad, I'm like, Guardians, this is going to be a train wreck. Nope. Like fantastic.
yeah.
Guardians
One
is
of the
probably
best.
my favorite. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Guardians is my favorite one.
But I like didn't even think I was going to go watch it because it looked.
Well, I
Really
loved the Guardians of the Galaxy comics, so I was super excited.
And I
about it.
really enjoyed their trailers. Like, very much captured the spirit of the movie. I remember being kind of excited to go see Guardians. And it was a fun movie. I'm super excited for Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
Yes, notably very different from Suicide Squad. Another DC thing is Justice League comes out this month.
When does it come out?
Very
Does it
interested.
come out next Friday?
The Snyder
March
Cut.
18th.
The Snyder Cut, yeah.
The Snyder Cut. Yeah, so next Friday.
That actually has a villain in it.
It's 4
instead of
hours long.
Just one of his lackeys, and
Oh,
you can tell you can really tell how cut up the original Justice League was. 'Cause it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Because it was the worst of all of them. That's saying something.
And worse than Batman versus Superman, even. Because there
Significantly.
were things about Batman versus Superman that I liked.
Oh yeah, because like I told you before, the second time I watched it, when I was a little bit more oriented toward what the movie was about,
Yeah.
I realized that there were certain parts that were actually done pretty well.
But it still just made me wish that they just did. There are elements of the graphic novel Dark Knight Returns in Batman vs. Superman. They just should have done that. They just should have made that a live action movie.
Well, apparently, I didn't realize Zack Snyder signed on for like a 5-picture deal when he did Justice League.
Yeah.
He did Man of Steel and signed on for 5 movies.
Well, didn't he? Well, okay, he did Man of Steel.
He did
first,
Man
right?
of Steel, Batman vs. Superman. He was going to do 2 Justice League movies and then a 5th one to like end it all.
Yeah.
And after Batman vs. Superman, they were like, no, scrap all of that. You get 1 Justice League movie. And apparently, I thought he left because of his daughter's suicide, which was awful and tragic.
Yeah.
But he was apparently like being like fired like in the midst of all of that. Like they
that's
were
why
like,
the Snyder Cut exists.
well, I thought it exists because they brought in Joss Whedon after he left because of his daughter. But that's not it. They like specifically were like firing him and bringing in Joss Whedon to remake the whole movie.
So I'm excited about the Snyder Cut, but I'm also kind of like the other reason the Snyder Cut exists is because fans are like, "Oh, do this," and they're just like, "Oh, okay, well, love me, please."
It's kind of
which is what every company does now. Which
like
is
the
just
Sonic.
The Sonic
dilemma.
It's like firing Gina Carano.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about
that. So Justice League is going to be part of its own cinematic universe?
No, it's like a re-release done by the guy who started it. So everyone's excited about this movie, and it's probably still going to be pretty terrible.
Right.
So if it's great, it will surprise me and I'll love it. But
because the stuff
it's not
leading
going to be
up,
great because Zack Snyder's not a good director.
Well, the stuff leading up to it wasn't great, and it wasn't a great story at all.
They reshot
and they
some
skipped
of it.
Like making 2 or 3 movies that had to be made to lay the groundwork.
They just wanted to be Marvel immediately.
Yeah.
See, and really what I hoped is that DC would have been like the movies, like the way the Netflix miniseries felt. Like the gritty, dark universe. It would have had like a pretty significant, I feel like, different fan base.
Well, that's where they should have stayed. Like Joker, they should keep doing stuff like that. Something that doesn't mean anything. Something that they can just say is like an Elseworlds thing, like a what if. That's what they should do. They should do Batman like that. They should do everything.
When is the other Batman movie?
I think it's 2022 is the release date.
Yeah, that new Batman movie is interesting. Matt Reeves. Yeah. I'm very intrigued by that.
Who knows how that's going to be?
Who does know? Because
I keep forgetting that it exists.
I know.
I see the trailer.
I think I'd prefer to forget.
Really?
I mean, I just that's enough Batman for a while. It's the same.
I agree
it's
with
the same thing, and I love Batman. Batman's my favorite DC. Daredevil's my favorite Marvel. But
really,
we don't need to. Yeah, that's why I was so excited about like. Way back when the 90s Daredevil movie was like, they're making a Daredevil movie.
That was so bad.
I loved it because it was Daredevil. It was bad.
Is it? Did you know Frank Miller is in that?
No. Who is he?
He plays like a dead guy.
Oh,
but Frank Miller like cameos in that Daredevil movie. I'm like, for all the movies like Frank Miller did cameo in.
Yeah,
I understand like Daredevil, yes, but
he should.
That really terrible one was.
Well, I mean, the Frank Miller run for Daredevil was the best that Daredevil ever was. But he should have had a cameo in Batman vs. Superman because they just ripped off like certain scenes from Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Does he? I don't know.
I don't think that he does.
I mean, is he still alive?
Is he still alive?
Yeah, is Frank Miller still alive?
I think so.
I don't know.
I don't know comic book stuff that well.
Anyway, but what they should do, as a huge Batman fan, be done with Batman for like 5 or 6 years and then pick it up. But they're never going to do that.
That's pretty short.
No, that's
10
like
years. Give
Batman 5 or 6 years is forever in terms of we can make $1 billion every year if we make a Batman movie.
It's like their Spider-Man equivalent.
Yeah. Like there's been Spider-Man movies like nonstop since 2003. I'm like, okay.
Don't need another Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. I don't need to know Spider-Man's origin ever again. I don't need to know Spider-Man's struggles ever again. Like I like the new Spider-Man series, but I would be fine without it.
Yeah.
Like the last 2.
Yeah. Snyder interests me because I am intrigued to see like how it's a big thing, and Snyder like made a big point about it on social media, was like thank you for like Warner Brothers for like being brave enough, which is debatable, but for like being brave enough to like
bravery being
to
brave
like
enough
put
to cower to the fan
the thing that he's saying is this is what I intended to make, and the producers are allowing me to show that to people. Okay. And that is a big deal. We don't see that terribly often.
It is a big deal, but again, it's because everybody was like, oh, I want this. And like, okay,
less
you can have
because
it.
of that, and more because, hey, money.
See,
like, this is a ton of money that they're making out of this.
Well, I don't know if it's super like bound down to the fans, because also like I don't know that I haven't heard anything that they specifically want out of the movie as much as just like his version of it. And I don't know, maybe they just wanted to be
well,
done.
so yeah,
it's
in that
hopeful.
way, it's not.
But that was
good.
a
I think
huge campaign.
Yeah,
that-
so the only reason
Yes.
that it exists is because
Oh, no.
for months and months, the Snyder Cut was trending on every social
Yes.
media.
Oh yeah, but it's not like we really wanted it because we wanted to see Superman do this.
Yeah.
We're just like we want to see
Right.
one that maybe wasn't
And
ruined.
so that's why
but I'm not optimistic it wasn't ruined to begin with.
Oh yeah,
So-
it's going to be bad because, like I said, Zack Snyder is bad. If anything, Joss Whedon probably helped
what
it a little
about
bit.
Sucker Punch?
Which
Which is a joke.
That was a good one. I
Yeah.
liked it.
Oscar Isaac is the bad guy in Sucker Punch, remember?
I honestly don't remember any of that
Anyway,
movie.
we'll talk about that never.
Thank you.
But I think it's so hilarious that people are like, oh, Joss Whedon totally blew it.
Yeah.
It's not Joss Whedon's fault.
No.
He was trying to
Salvage something that was probably
paper
really
mache
bad.
something together.
But
blah, blah,
also, it's very obvious.
And he's the one who's
producers
made
did not
every-
help that movie at all.
blah. Yeah.
Because it's very obvious that they tell Joss Whedon to run in a totally opposite direction of where like Snyder was going with it. And
Yeah.
so it becomes like this weird, the way that what's his face, Batman, Ben Affleck described it was
Well, the
That
fact
they're-
that
they sewed a horse's head on a cow. And I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty.
Yeah.
the fact that you can't get your main character to shave for your movie is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, it was awful. The that alone is like, that's the Sonic parallel. Is they just want to see Superman without bad mouth. That sounds weird, but bad lip. It's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those that don't know what we're talking about, they had to CG Henry Cavill's.
Cavill?
How do you say it?
Cavill.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know the man. I've only seen it written.
Well, Cavill sounds like navel, so it sounds
Okay.
weird to me.
Well, yeah. Okay.
That's a weird.
Henry Cavill
Thank
had
you.
a mustache.
For Mission Impossible Fallout,
For Mission Impossible,
which was a
5,
significantly better movie than
which was amazing.
Justice League will ever be.
Well, it remains to be seen. That's a high bar to set.
Okay.
That it's just really badly CG'd out.
It's really bad. It's really bad. What were you saying, Tomas?
To set the record straight, yes, Frank
Oh.
Miller is still around. So
Frank Miller is Frank Miller lives.
Thank you, Tomas.
Frank Miller returns.
And then Justice League, they were saying it's going to be released as a miniseries. It's not. It's just a 4-hour long movie.
Yeah, I prefer it that way.
I prefer it that way too. I'm glad that they're not doing it. And I was annoyed by now it's 4:3 instead of like the aspect ratio is more square than like
Yeah.
rectangular now.
I can understand that, but nobody else listening is going to care. Probably, are they?
Maybe.
Do you care about aspect ratio?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Well, I was annoyed because it seemed like something they were just slapping on there. But that's the way that Zack Snyder originally filmed it because he filmed it for IMAX, and IMAX is 4:3. Now, you know.
I want movie. I like my movies to be filmed on 1:1.
Yeah,
I
Just want a square.
real square movie.
Yes.
Hey, that's a thing.
That is a thing.
Yeah, 1:1
Half
is
of-
a perfectly valid aspect ratio.
Most of Homecoming, the Amazon show, is in 1:1.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I mean, I can't. It's a spoiler, but there are times when the scene changes and it changes to 16:9.
Oh,
But
interesting.
most of it's 1:1.
Homecoming. Wait, I was thinking
Or maybe it's
Nazis.
Maybe it's not exactly 1:1, but it's pretty much.
Oh, you're saying Man in the High Castle?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No,
Oh, Man in the
but-
High Castle.
Yeah.
I've only seen like two seasons of that.
I think that's one of the best things that
it's
Amazon
it's,
has
it's really
done.
good.
Yeah.
I heard that they fumbled the ball real hard on that.
So yes, they do.
I've only
it's
seen
still-
2 seasons, so I don't know.
It doesn't have a lot
did
of
it-
competition with the Amazon originals.
Yeah.
Where did the fumble occur?
Which is
it in the-
why.
It's at the end.
Okay.
So most of it's really good.
Which is why it's really scary. That Jack Reacher show, or Ryan, which one is it?
Oh, Jack Ryan. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So bad. That was like
Well-
watching paint dry. But that's why I'm really scared for Lord of the Rings.
I don't
I'm
have much
scared
hope.
for
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings for a number of reasons. That
Yeah.
not the least of which that J.R.R. Tolkien is dead,
Yeah.
and we're gonna just make more Lord of the. I mean, I understand his son has written a lot based off of his.
well, like
It's- the Silmarillion is like a compilation of all of his journals.
I know.
So it is actually Tolkien.
No, it is actually
writing.
Tolkien, but his son is filling in the gaps.
Yeah.
His son has written and added to things that he has found.
I thought the
That's
son
where-
was
that's
like
where
the
a lot
person
of it
who
is from.
compiled it all.
No, compiled and edited and written
Oh.
and
I knew that he did that for, what is it, Huron?
yeah, Children.
But
of
I
Huron.
thought Silmarillion was all his original.
No, Silmarillion, but Children of Huron and the Lost Tales of Gondolin, things like that.
Mm.
are-
But-
ha-
But that's what I'm saying. The show is supposed to be Silmarillion stuff.
yeah, but who knows?
Is it is
Yeah.
it Silmarillion? So I thought it was kind of like in the age, like kind of in between stuff where there was very, very, very little content.
Yeah. So I think how it's been explained is more like that, which scares me because they're just going to come up with their own stories
Yeah. Like
in the Lord of the Rings universe. Which who is asking for that?
It's LTORCU.
Oh, boy.
No.
oh boy.
It's too long of an abbreviation. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, I'm not optimistic because I've seen the creative stories. Like even everything in Marvel like is based on the people who apparently could write stories like 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
And
So do all
story-wise,
men who live to see such times.
and story-wise, it is a high bar to set. I mean, because
Just a little.
because the Silmarillion is
Silmarillion.
It's basically like Genesis. You know, it's the creation story and how things are set up and how the age of the trees, the age of the lamps, how Melkor came to be, and all the other things. I'm racing and trying to read the book before I watch the movie. That way,
before you watch the Lord of the Rings movies, or before you watch
TV
the
show.
Amazon
the
TV show.
Yeah, the TV show. Yeah, because personally, I'd much rather see it for myself in terms of like in my mind's
So
eye.
That's why I wanted
is
to
it
read
better?
Dune before Dune came out.
Is it actually better to read the book first? Because I've actually found that when you do it the opposite direction, you can sometimes be like, hey, that's an okay movie. And then you can come to hate it after you watch it. Instead of before, you can be like, hey, that's actually pretty good. And then you go read the book and then you
I don't
get
have a
disappointed.
set
Where's Tom Bombadil?
Precisely. Yeah.
I don't have a set rule.
I don't have a set rule either. I didn't read all of the Lord of the Rings before I'd seen all the movies. I'd started reading them in high school and didn't finish because I had a friend that was obsessed. He would literally carry around all of Lord of the Rings books and just
like a Bible.
Yeah. I mean, he was always reading one of them. He's always reading through one of them.
They just meant he had like the whole trilogy in his backpack all the time to
No,
share with
he only
someone.
had one at a time, whichever one he was reading. But he would, when he was done with that one, he'd go on the next one, and then when he got to the end, he would go back to Fellowship.
Fascinating. If I had to set any rule, it would be to watch the movie before I read the book, because I wouldn't want my understanding of the book to influence how I saw the movie.
Oh no, I think it's the opposite. I wouldn't want the visualization of the movie to tint how I make the characters and make the scenes myself. I always like that better than what the movie does. And so I like when I see the movie first, I only see like the characters in the books as from the movie. And I don't like that. I like to see what the author's description of what's happening, what my mind does with that.
Yeah.
Like
I like that better.
Here's a quick example. Can you imagine Frodo Baggins?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you picture him
With
how he
real
looks
baggy
like,
pants.
right?
It's a cartoon.
And depending on which source, which visual source did you get? Can you picture Tom Bombadil?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Describe him to me.
He's a short, squat, fat man with a very tall hat and a long beard.
Is that because you read the book, or because you saw the movie and picture?
He's not in the movie.
I saw the movie with Tom Bombadil.
He's not in the movie, but I will say, my depiction of Tom Bombadil in my brain is heavily influenced by Peter Jackson's art style in the movie. So,
See, mine's not. Mine's just like what I remember from the books. Yellow boots, blue jacket.
oh yeah, he has yellow boots. They make a big deal of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean therein lies the difference.
Speaking of novel adaptations, segue.
Nice segue.
Thank you.
Smooth.
Another movie coming out this month is Chaos Walking,
which is getting horrible reviews.
Is it?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. No, I thought it looked terrible. I thought the
doesn't,
idea
But it's a
was
movie in movie
doesn't
theaters,
look
so I
like
might go see it.
The trailer looked terrible.
Yeah.
Is it in movie
So
theaters?
it's at Tinseltown right now.
That's tempting.
I know. That's what I'm saying, man.
I haven't seen a movie in the movie theaters
Right now, just drop the podcast and go.
since I didn't see Cats in theaters, but since Cats times.
So I think the last movie I saw. Have we gone to see a movie recently, or did we go to Regal before Regal shut down or something?
I feel like there was something right in there where it
I think
was
there
kind
was
of
something in the gap,
borderline.
but before the gap, it was that Vin Diesel movie where he was like the human weapon that was about to explode. I can't even remember what it was.
Bloodshot.
Yes, it was the worst thing ever. but that was gonna be the last movie I saw. If movie theaters like really
Never came back.
Never came back. That was gonna be what I had to say. Was the
Sad
last
day.
one I saw in a movie theater.
The last movie I saw was Parasite.
Okay,
The last movie. Yeah.
I saw that on a plane, so it wasn't a.
On a plane.
It's a
All right.
completely different cinematic experience.
I
You
saw
know-
that on a plane coming back from the Tanzania mission trip. I think.
Mm.
Yeah, you know how they say that,
What?
oh yeah, I should have seen this movie on the
February
large
of last year?
screen.
You were in Tanzania in February?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was like one of the last mission trips we went on because that was
Yeah.
right before everything shut down.
Yeah, I think that is right.
Was that the one that was cut short? Was that cut short?
No,
Or
Mm.
just the last thing?
the Canada mission trip was actually the last one. I can't remember if
Yeah.
that was cut short or not.
I didn't think they went to Canada.
They
I thought
did?
they were like getting ready to go.
No, they went.
Yeah, maybe you are right. I don't remember.
No, I'm right.
Did you know that Chaos Walking was written by Charlie Kaufman?
No.
Isn't that the most bonkers thing? Like this weird, like big budget blockbuster movie. Charlie Kaufman. Oh, okay.
It's like an apocalyptic.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar, there's a planet of only men, and all of their thoughts are transmitted all of the time. And then a woman crash lands on the planet, and Tom Holland has to save the woman, Daisy Ridley, from Mads Mikkelsen.
She don't need no man.
Nope.
Save her.
She's got an awful wig though.
Is that a wig? I don't think it's a wig.
It's got to be a wig.
I don't
It
think it's a
looks
wig.
so bad.
It looks bad. I don't think it's a wig. You're just talking about Daisy Ridley's hair at this point.
Whoops, sorry, Daisy Ridley. It's
She's
one of those like
definitely
real
listening.
high concept, like what is it? What's it called? Teenage. What do they call it? Hunger Gamesy.
YA.
Young adult. Yeah. It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was intrigued whenever I learned one that Charlie Kaufman wrote it, but it's been through like 7 different people since that point. But one
It's
of
got
which
like 30%.
the most recent person who like did the most recent rewrite it is the author of the novels themselves. So
Maybe they should have started with that person.
maybe. And then the guy directing it is the guy who did Edge of Tomorrow,
Huh.
which was a decent
Oh.
movie.
I
is-
enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were calling it Edge of Tomorrow.
Not Live, Die,
Not Live,
Repeat.
Die, Repeat.
Which is the weirdest thing that's ever happened. They
Yeah,
just
it
like
was so
changed the movie for their international marketing, and now it just it's changed on everything.
Yeah, it's a whole different. Yeah, and Born Identity.
The first,
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. First Born movie. So
because now there's like Born Identity,
yeah,
the Born.
Ultimatum.
Well, there's
the
one
Born,
after
what,
that.
What's first?
The Born Identity.
The Born Ultimatum is like the third
The
one.
third
isn't it?
one.
Yeah.
What's the second one?
Born Identity 2.
Born Supremacy.
Born Supremacy. Is that the second one? Feels like that should be the third one.
Maybe.
Or,
No,
or
Ultimatum is the
is
third
that the
one.
fourth one? Is that the made up?
So there's
is that the made up
Supremacy,
one after
there's Ultimatum,
Ultimatum?
there's Legacy. Which
Legacy is the fourth. So I'm
which
pretty
is-
sure
No,
Supremacy
that's
is the second.
that's the new one.
that's Jeremy Renner. No,
That's the oh my gosh, it's Jason Bourne one.
no. Born Legacy is
Legacy came out like 4 or 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, that's the Jeremy
Yeah.
Renner one, right? Born Legacy.
The oh my gosh, it's
Mhm.
Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
Because I thought Legacy came out.
and then there's Jason
2015.
Bourne, and then there's Bourne.
Gross.
Yeah, it's the Born Identity, the Born Supremacy,
Yeah.
the Born Ultimatum, the Born Legacy, and finally Jason Bourne.
Thank goodness we have
Well,
Tomas here to Google things
So
for us.
Jason Bourne, and then isn't there a Bourne?
I haven't seen
not too
Jason
sure.
Bourne.
Not
I've seen the
according
other four.
to Tomas's calculations.
I don't know. I don't see here.
Okay.
Saturday.
Because they're actually the books are a bit different than the movies.
Yeah.
Right? Not surprisingly, I guess.
I mean, the books
Oh,
are
yeah?
again better.
Did the books come
Yeah.
first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Ludlum.
Oh,
Yeah.
I knew that. Yeah, they tried
And
to
then
make
they
those...
continued it. Was it his son or who continued the
I
series?
thought his
after
son
he died?
started something else. Yeah, like continued or something. But so it's interesting because they copy the character, but not really the
Style.
like the plot. Maybe
I
the
didn't
plot,
read any of the ones after he
See,
died.
It was the plot of like maybe the first like 15 minutes of the movie, and then after that. So in a way, I guess maybe good in that they took the character in the beginning like amnesia thing, but then they just started off on a new story after that.
He reminded me of Tom Clancy.
Of course.
Did you ever read Tom Clancy stuff?
I haven't.
Okay.
So
What is that?
Tom Clancy is Jack Ryan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was real dumb. Both
I
Tom
mean,
Cruise's
Jack Ryan is more than just the.
both Tom Cruise's Jack Ryan.
No, Jack Reacher is different than Jack Ryan, man.
That has to be the same thing.
No.
Those are almost
all
exactly
the stories
the same
are
thing.
almost exactly
It's,
the same.
White guy who beats up people and for fun.
He used to work for an agency who then
Yeah.
quit and
Yeah.
it turns against him.
Exactly the same.
That's like
And
all
No,
of them.
that's not.
it's called
that's
the
not,
same name.
No, that's not what happens in Jack Ryan, the Tom Clancy novels about Jack Ryan. That's not what happens in them. Jack Ryan becomes president eventually. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Golly.
and
I
then
want to see
gets
Jim Halpert
betrayed.
president.
But
Although I'm not
so
going
the
to watch
Tom
that show.
Clancy novels are not like Jack Reacher at all.
I'm pretty sure they are.
And the old Tom Clancy movies aren't like Jack Reacher at all.
Okay,
Clear and
fine.
Present Danger, Patriot Games, Hunt for Red October,
I haven't seen any.
Some of All Fears. These are all
Those are good.
Jack Ryan movies before the Jack Ryan TV show,
Gotcha.
based on the Tom Clancy character.
Wait, you haven't seen Hunt for Red October?
I have not seen any of those
Oh my
movies.
gosh.
I know. They're on my list.
I haven't seen it in a very
Hunt for Red
long time.
October and Patriot Games are on my
Hunt for
list.
Red October is Alec Baldwin. Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger is Harrison
Han
Ford.
Solo.
Yeah. And then Some of All Fears is Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
And Sean Connery.
Hmm.
Well, Hunt for
Hunt for
Hunt for Red
October.
October is Sean Connery.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch them, but I have not been able to. Are we done?
No,
Are we done? I don't know. What does
That's the end
your
of the
book
conversation.
say?
Do
We
what?
had-
What
we-
does
what
your
does your little red
say?
book say?
Oh.
Comrade.
I do have one final topic.
Okay,
yeah?
Tomas.
So since we are talking about movies, you know,
Mhm.
what do you guys think about the whole streaming serve? You know,
The 50 million streaming services.
well, besides that, the concept that because of COVID, that movie theaters are no longer going to be a thing. That everything's going to move to the house. Personally, I don't like it.
Wait, you're
I-
asking very different questions here, Tomas. Are you
So what-
asking?
so-
So you mean like
I
as
think it's
far
all
as-
part of the same question, though. Let me
Okay, distill it for us.
Yeah, let me ask some clarification.
Okay.
So are you asking what would we think if everything went streaming and movie theaters were actually defunct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that
would not
sounds
like
awful.
it either. Yeah,
that's
I hate
horrible.
that.
Yeah.
Real bad.
I think I like the convenience, but I like the movie going experience. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite things
Yes.
to do.
Yes.
And I think that
Flaws and all. Like
Flaws and all.
There are people who are like, oh, but there's like the temperature isn't exactly right in the movie theater, and sometimes
Yeah.
they're like dirty.
and so I think it's
stuff.
been on the decline for a long time because most people are like, oh, I can watch like
At
thousands
home.
of things at home already.
you
And this
can't.
was pre-COVID.
You can't have the same experience. At
You
home.
know, but they don't care about the experience.
Well,
No,
Yeah.
well,
forget those people.
yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, what's the difference between, a $47,000 million budget movie versus a YouTube video? You know, in the eyes of
$40,000 million.
yeah, well, but that's the thing. Someone who watches that on, who streams that at home, you could start the movie and be like, nah, I don't like this, and switch over to, I don't know, PewDiePie or whatever, and be more
That was
entertained
the
by
most
that.
devastating sentence ever constructed in
But
human
also
history.
very true.
I know,
because
that's why it's
exactly how
devastating.
That's exactly how it works.
Yeah.
I think part of the thing is attention spans.
Yeah.
Like
Which is
kids will watch
why streaming
20.
services are bad.
They'll watch 27-minute YouTube videos in a row, and
Oh,
then,
yeah.
but then they won't sit down and watch a movie like, it's too long.
Yeah.
We were having this debate with like the film group that we do with the students, and they were like, "Oh, because of like Vine and TikTok, people's attention spans are shorter." And I don't think that's true.
I don't think it's true. I think Vine and TikTok are results of just the way it is. I don't think they're the cause of the way it is.
I don't even necessarily think that's true. Like it's the rate at which you give people new information in the story that's different, not the duration of the story. Like for a TikTok, a 1 minute story resolves itself in 1 minute. But like if anything, people sit down and watch movies longer. Like movies have gotten even longer and longer.
Yeah, but
recently
the audience for movies have gotten smaller and smaller.
But
in theaters.
Period.
But not necessarily at home.
Yeah, but a lot of that,
both.
It's whether that's a length or just a quality control problem.
Well, and I mean, just the amount of available media has changed. Like,
oh yeah,
it was.
You talk about oversaturation.
If a movie came out in America in the 70s, like pretty much everybody's going to see that movie that cared about movies.
Yeah.
Or
you only got like a movie a month.
well, in the same way that. I mean, you have the super short versions, and then you have the explosion of long form podcasts.
Yeah,
in that you kind of have
this.
No,
we've been talking for an hour and a half. You're not going to call this long form. I hate to see what you would call long form.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that there is a weird, interesting dichotomy there between. Now, if we were talking about the same thing for an hour and a half, I think people would. Start to they would get bored with that. And so that's what I'm saying is it's not necessarily like the duration of it, it's the how quickly you're processing new information. That's why like the average shot length right now is like a quarter of a second, whereas the average shot length
you're talking about camera.
Yeah, like in a movie you could like the average time between cuts is like a quarter of a second now, whereas like in the 70s it was like 2 seconds. 2 or 3 seconds.
Well, you used to be able to watch someone walk across a room.
Yeah.
With no other purpose. I'm walking from this door to that door.
And now it takes 12 cuts to climb a fence.
from
taking 3.
Have you
seen that
yes.
video?
Yes.
I think we watched.
I think we have, which I have not seen Taken 3, so that's I would have seen.
I hate that I've seen Taken 3, but I have.
I'm sorry for you.
Stop taking things from Liam Neeson.
Learn from your mistakes, people. But at the end of the day, streaming services have revolutionized the television industry for the better, but should not replace the experience of watching a movie in theaters.
Yeah,
because the streaming services are the way that television should have been made from the beginning.
Well, I think it's changed movies also because they used to make movies for the theater experience, and now I think they're making movies more for the streaming experience.
Are they?
Yeah,
I mean, you don't. That.
What about scary movies?
What about them?
You don't think they're different now?
No.
You don't think so?
Like what do you mean?
They're no longer about jump scares. They're no longer just about let's get these people in this perilous situation and do all the tropes that people have.
Scary movies are worse today.
Well, that's the thing.
But that's not because of streaming services.
Yeah, you don't think it's changed the way that people? You don't think I'm asking you as a filmmaker, probably the only one. Have you ever made a movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So filmmakers.
What, you've made a movie, Tomas?
Well, I made one home movie, but that's.
I want to see it.
I might show it to you. Yeah,
that'll be great.
Yeah,
if you prove yourself worthy
by
answering these questions 3. No. So,
what's the capital of Assyria?
Of Assyria?
Yeah.
Wait, like the ancient?
Yeah, Assyria.
Nineveh.
Okay, there you go.
Okay,
that's one.
Excellent.
I was about to say he would know that one. Blaine would know that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, as a filmmaker, knowing that your audience is going to see this in the movie theater or knowing that most of them are going to see it at home wouldn't change how you make it?
I don't think so.
Because I think it was a given, if you're making a movie in the 70s, this is for the theater.
Absolutely.
But now it's not a given anymore.
But that hasn't been the case since like the 90s.
Well, no, that hasn't been the case really since the mid-2000s.
There's still some that seem like now. I guess it's different now, but just in the last few years, like which was the one that was the movie that was all one long cut is the way it was made to look.
1917.
Lots of different ones. Birdman is better than 1917.
Okay.
But like if you were
it is.
But if you were to watch 1917 at home, because of the distractions and everything else, it wouldn't be near as impressive as
that's true. I feel like
theater.
1917 is made for a theater experience.
I don't know. I don't think that. I wouldn't imagine as a filmmaker. As a filmmaker, I'm telling a story, and so I want you to understand the story that I'm making. You understanding the story that I'm making doesn't hinge. I can't account for if there's a screaming baby in your movie theater or if you have a
We're
home
not thinking
entertainment.
about that, but are you thinking about people? Are you thinking about a guy watching this on his couch? Or are you thinking about 50 people in a movie theater experiencing this together?
How does that change it?
You don't think that changes it?
How does it change the understanding of the story?
I don't think it changes the understanding of the story, but I think it changes how you present the information.
Well, it's probably part of the reason why you have like WandaVision being released in 8 episodes instead of a movie called
which has been a movie called WandaVision.
A bad example of the premise, but
well, it's not about movies, but it's about if you're making something that you know people are going to stream.
Haven't we talked about this?
That's what I'm saying. Like Maniac is a fantastic example of a story that is designed to be told in multiple parts.
Haven't we talked about what Frank Capra is talking about when movies happen? It's a shared experience between you and the people in the theater. Like that's what Frank Capra is thinking when he's making movies in the 30s and 40s and 50s. People aren't thinking that now.
Yeah. Okay.
So
you're talking about
individualistic
that
stories,
and that is why we're so scary stories.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I see that.
That's the concept I'm talking about.
Yeah, like people clap at the beginning of at certain movies, that deserve it, or actually, like I don't know, like Endgame. Like if you were to watch it on the very first day when it came out, you would see a lot of people, cheering and clapping and being like, "Oh yeah, that's amazing." They don't do that at an airline. They don't do that in an airplane.
Honestly, I don't think you have reactions like that to movies. I haven't seen a movie like that in forever. People don't watch movies like that, even in theaters anymore.
I haven't seen people in a theater act like that anymore either. And so I think that's part of what's changing, because it is more individualistic now. It's not like, hey, we are watching this. I remember seeing, this is a bad example, but X-Men 2.
Yeah, it's a real bad.
Like back when the only way you could see it the earliest is we used, like in high school, we used to go to all of the midnight showings, and like when Wolverine showed up in X-Men 2, like the guy next to me stood up, and like I didn't realize this at the point at when he came into the theater, but he was like wearing Wolverine claws. He stands up. He's just like, yes, Wolverine is on this. Like people. Wow. There's a difference between how people experience things.
Or
now.
God forbid, you take a picture with the Flash on in a Star Wars movie. Or have you heard the story about Alien, about Dan O'Bannon, who cried when he went to go see Alien because he finally had affirmation that he had made a good movie. Because there was a guy in the audience who yelled out, "You've seen Alien?"
Yes.
Yeah. So she goes back to get the cat, and there's a guy in the audience who, like, as she's trying to like find where the cat is and stuff, yells in the middle of the movie, "Leave that stupid cat!" And Dan O'Bannon like starts weeping in the movie. He's like, "I've made a good film. It's affected someone." So but I don't think people watch movies like that anymore, and I don't think that that's necessarily because of streaming services.
I think it's because of streaming services, but I think it's because of culture in general, which includes streaming services. I'm not putting it all in streaming services, but I think streaming services makes it easier for it to be like
streaming services are the Hollywood boogeyman.
Yeah, so I don't think that. I like streaming services and I use them.
The end. Yeah. That was a good one. Mm-hmm.
But there is a trade-off. There's something that happens.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, like Maniac is a great example of a show.
Why do you keep pointing at Paul when you say Maniac?
Because we talked about, I was bringing this up. Like WandaVision to me is not a great example of like how TV should be made for streaming services. WandaVision is TV made for old TV. where it's like each episode ends with this cliffhanger, so that you come back next week and you watch it. But Maniac is a story that legitimately like is split into multiple different parts, and because you're processing each segment individually, it changes the context of like what it means and the scope of the greater narrative. And so I really like Maniac was one of the biggest confirmations of like, yes, because Maniac was one of the last shows. Kiri Fukunaga, the producer of Maniac, really pushed to have it all released at once, because it was one of the last shows that did that. Unfortunately, people have stopped doing that because you can just subscribe. You can get your free trial, watch what you wanted to watch, and then leave.
And here's the flip side. I don't think it's unfortunately. I like the week by week, because that's how it's the melding of two. It's the budgets of movies with how TV used to work. Oh, now we as a group, like WandaVision, Mandalorian, things that happen week by week, and people talk about it. That makes it more of a communal experience.
Yeah, the water cooler
than
conversation.
it has been. Yeah,
but you can still do that.
No,
people won't
I do that all the time.
We do that all the time because we're freaks. People don't do that. When we go out of a movie, I want to talk about it with people, and like Paul and the people that we see movies with, we do that.
But you do it for like a day.
Yeah, for like a day, and then like, okay, that movie's over. Now, like WandaVision is the shared experience that people have had for like these 2 months.
I guess for whatever
Except
reason,
Tomas.
It diminishes. Except Tomas, because
I'll
haven't
watch
seen it yet.
I'll watch it.
It diminishes my experience. Like I can't pick up on like themes that have continued from each episode. I can't pick up on like little details and callbacks to like earlier.
Every week you start back at episode 1. It's like a 12 Days of Christmas thing. You just keep going.
That's why like frequently I'll wait for like a show to finish and come out so I can like just watch it all at the same time.
See, you miss out. I think things like Lost and Breaking Bad were formative to me in that way, because I remember watching both of those with different groups of people, because I lived in different places, but like a community formed around them. We would talk about like, what happened? What do you think the smoke is? What's the hatch? Or talk about Breaking Bad. What do you think's going to happen? We're watching Breaking Bad right now, so I'm not going to spoil it,
But still, and it's like the way we're watching it now is almost like it
like
was
a TV show. Yeah, because we watch some.
Yeah.
We watch like 1 or 2 episodes, then come back a week later.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you can still watch something that is all already out in that way. You're never going to be able to sit down and watch. Well, okay. Most people, I watched all the Maniac in one sitting. Most people are not going to be able to watch all of a TV show in one sitting. The same way that you're not going to be able to sit down and read a book all in one sitting.
I know, but the difference is when
that I can consume as much of this narrative as I want.
That is one difference. But the other difference is it's not just you're thinking about this specific group of people watching it whenever they want to watch. We're watching Breaking Bad that way now because we've decided to do that. Everybody has to do that. Everybody. Like there's people I don't watch WandaVision with. I'm like, hey, have you seen WandaVision? Because it's part of this communal experience. Let's talk about it. I have conversations with like maybe 15 to 20 people about Mandalorian, WandaVision, when things like that come out, and so that makes it again more of a communal.
It's almost more of like a sports atmosphere.
Yeah,
in that you can, if you're for those who are actually like paying attention to games as they go along.
Like, did you see that we just picked up the picture from the Brewers because Framber Valdez broke his ring finger in spring training, and he's going to be one of the starting pitchers for the Astros. None of you care about this.
Wow.
I'm not caught up with the Astros. I usually wait until a few games in. I'm like,
But then they betrayed him, so he no longer pays attention.
That wasn't the Brewers, the Twins. Odorizzi is his name. Now you know what I'm talking about.
See,
okay.
I should.
That's a good ending,
I should care more about the Twins because that's for my family's friends. So like my whole family's Twins fans.
Milwaukee.
The Twins. Twins are Minnesota.
It's an M. I was close.
And why are they called the Twins?
Are you asking me? I know this.
Yeah,
it's the Twin Cities.
Yeah,
Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Yeah. Were you named after St. Paul?
A different St. Paul.
The actual St. Paul.
The original St. Paul.
Yes.
Okay. Was it a different St. Paul, or is St. Paul the city named after?
Yeah, I was named after a city, named after a person.
My name is Tucson.
Who is renamed? Cool, so
that is kind of a cool name. Now that I said it, I was like, I kind of wish my name was Tucson.
It's almost as cool as Duncan, Idaho.
Duncan, Idaho. What
My name was
stupid character.
Cut and Shoot.
Cut and Shoot. What
My
a
name's Topeka.
Truth and consequences.
Now we're done.
Okay, we can be done, Blaine. Blaine's done talking to us, everybody. So
I don't know how to end. I don't know how to
I don't
end
know
these
why you
things.
don't know how to end.
It's
Everybody,
really hard. Okay?
Thanks for listening to Everything Under the Sun. We had a great time talking. I hope you had a great time listening. We'll see you next week.
Yeah,
Bye.
but you only had the fertile soil to
No,
do that in because I brought up ending.
No,
If we were just sitting here talking about Tucson,
like we're on a road
you
trip.
couldn't be like, okay, thanks everybody
Dad,
for
I really
watching.
have to go to the bathroom. Can we be done with whatever we're doing right now?
That's not true. I really enjoyed
done?
our conversation.
Are we done?
Thank you guys.
Are you done, Blaine? Are you done?
I am done. Thank you. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for that's something that they say on the end.
See, you have the fertile soil, and you just took a dump in it.
More fertile soil.
Thank you, Paul and Tomas, for being here. Tomas, we gotta have you on more frequently. I feel like
Yeah.
you're one of our most avid listeners, and we just never have you on the program. Not that often, so we'll have to do this again soon.
And it has been a while since I've submitted fire starters, so I'll continue.
Yes, if you send us some fire starters, we will read some of your fire starters.
And you can send them to Calvary
Renewal
Podcast.
He doesn't even remember anymore.
at
Is it Calvary Renewal?
.com.
Is it Calvary Renewal Podcast? Or
Is it that old?
I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, oops.
See, we
Calvary
stopped
Renewal
saying it. That's
Podcast.
why we stopped getting
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Calvary Renewal
We haven't
Podcast
done it in a
at
while.
gmail.com. That's
I wish you had an AOL.
Calvary Renewal Podcast at AltaVista.
My
I
mom
have to buy
still
that email
uses-
since we said it.
My mom still uses her AOL address, which is the craziest thing. It's like somebody riding into town on a horse and buggy.
I don't want to do the math on how old my Yahoo is. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
My Yahoo is as old as the high school seniors this year.
The only reason I ever had a Yahoo is just so it would save my sports teams. And I check the score.
That was the first email address I made, and it was like an assignment in school. Make an email address. Period.
The wonders of the internet.
Yeah, they were teaching us like this is the future. You have to know how to email. I'm like, I'm never gonna use this.
Yeah. And
What's
now
that?
they don't teach cursive in school, but they teach typing.
Hold on. So was it like Kevin Goodwin 123 at altavista.com?
No,
He can't give out his personal email address. Yeah,
well, I mean, I
Tomas.
can, but I mean, I still use it. But it's the one I have like 47,000 unread emails in because I've had it since I was a teenager. Yes, Blaine, we can be done.
So
Fiend.
So yeah. Good night to all the listeners from coast to coast, and all the ships at sea.
Oh, see, that's 2 times
That
we've
was-
done it way better.
Yeah, that was great. That was so
Paul, do you want to do one?
so
And
folksy.
follow. No, I don't
Just-
have I don't have a closing.
Okay,
Follow
so we
on-
have 2 bad ones and 2 good ones.
See, what's everything we don't have? Follow on TikTok, MySpace.
We don't have TikTok yet.
Follow us on
We don't have TikTok.
Follow us on
yet.
TikTok.
We're gonna have a TikTok soon. I'm
Follow
not
us on
gonna have a
TikTok
TikTok.
now.
Come on,
Young adults
come on,
aren't-
Kevin, please.
I mean, you can ask Tanner
Renewal
now.
TikTok.
Ask Tanner.
No, renewal TikTok.
No, we don't need a renewal TikTok.
Why not?
Do people at Renewal use TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, probably yes.
Why is that unfortunate, Paul?
I don't know.
Because
It's something new.
Because TikTok sucks.
I can be a grumpy old man now.
And you speak not knowing all of the facts. sir.
I mean, you've shown me the things that you're like, this is why we should have a TikTok. I'm like, I don't
You know what we should have next?
like that.
A subreddit.
Yes,
we should do a
We could
subreddit.
do
That
a
would be funny.
subreddit.
A renewal memes subreddit would be super
So
fun.
upvote us on our subreddit.
Mhm.
Follow us on Facebook. Like us on Instagram.
Follow us on Twitter.
I don't know. Haunt us at Snapchat. I don't,
Haunt us?
Do they say haunt?
Well, it's a
You mean it
ghost.
looks like a little
It's a
ghost
ghost,
thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
The thing is, all of them have.
You know why
different
it's a
verbs,
ghost?
But yeah.
Because the images are supposed to disappear, but they don't.
Yeah.
But they don't. Yeah, you're right.
And they
this is
disappear
we have to be
unless
done.
someone chooses to save.
This is the end.
Oh, I trust Snapchat to delete everything. They said they would.
Yes.
And boy, oh boy.
So that's
Yeah, we're done.
that's the lesson that you learned today. Don't use Snapchat.
Or TikTok.
No, use TikTok because
No,
TikTok
don't
is good
use TikTok.
if you use it correctly. Okay.
Okay, we were done like 5 times
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.